Namaste everyone. In today's video, I wanted to share with you what are some of the things you can do to avoid any doubts, any fear you have in your life that is stopping you from moving forward in your life. My name is Pria. I'm very passionate about sharing positivity, empowering others to live their life to their fullest. We're all creators. We have the capability to create our life the way we want. So let's make it beautiful together. Let's dive in. So I notice even in my personal experience, sometimes when opportunities come our way, we tend to doubt ourselves. We tend to ask ourselves, would this work for us? Would this really work? Or is this just something that people say that, hey, try this out, but it might not work for me. So there's a lot of doubts and fears that we go through in our life that actually prevents us from getting onto new opportunities in our life to manifest great things in our life. So one of the things that you can do, especially if you're dealing with some trauma, all these fear and doubts come from some sort of memory in our life. Either we personally experience it or we have a belief system depending on our surrounding, and that can block us as well. So if you have this, the number one best way, there are so many options, by the way, it's not just the few that I'm listing, but I'm talking some energetically as well. So one of the things that you can do, all these trauma, all these fear and doubts that we have in our life, all these memories are basically stored in our energy center where our navel chakra is. So what you can do is that all these energies get stuck in there. And they usually say if you have a bigger tummy, all these things are basically, you have stuck energy in there with these trauma and stuff. So you can kind of sense that through that as well. But if you already know that you have some sort of things, negative energies that you're holding on to that's stopping you from moving forward, then you can still try this. So what you need to do is activate your energy center or your navel chakra. And by doing that, but how you can do that is by doing some breathing exercises like fire breath. And I have talked about this in my previous videos as well. But fire breath really activates your energy center. And what it does is it cleanses. It's a nice cleansing way to get rid of any old stagnant energies that are just purely stuck in there. So what you need to do is sit down, or you can do the standing too, but better to sit down in Sukhasana or in any position where you feel comfortable, really. And basically you focus on your exhale more than your inhale. So it's like, so you're focusing on your exhale and it's coming out like very quickly and then forcefully, like all of it. And then you don't really focus on the inhale. The inhale just naturally happens. And you continuously do that for like 5 minutes. You might feel dizzy, and that's okay. And if you do, you can stop at that point. But you can gradually grow to get to that 5 minutes as well. So you can try doing it for 30 seconds and then go moving on to 1 minute and 2 minutes and gradually grow yourself to 5 minutes. But when you start doing that, you activate your energy center, and anything that's stagnant there will start flushing out, and then you can get back to regular breathing. So that's one way. The second way is yoga. Yoga practices are very powerful, and especially if you do it with the intention. Whatever you do, start setting some great intentions before you begin. But when you do yoga, you start focusing on every movement, literally all the movements that you're doing, especially if it's creating some tension. That tension is holding on to some sort of energy. And the more you do it, it will release. So all the stuck energies get released the more you practice. So start practicing yoga. That's another way. Third way is basically reaching out to a healer. If you're talking about energy here. So energy healers, you can, they can remove any stuck energies in your chakras, in your aura. And if you don't believe in this, you don't need to do it. But I'm saying it's an option to cleanse all the stuck energy in your body. So these are some ways that you can do. Another method is, this is more, it's not energy. It is technically energy still, but basically whatever is triggering you, remove yourself from that environment. Because if you're always holding on to your whatever is your trauma or whatever is reminding you of that, then it's going to always trigger you. And until you actually work on it and heal it, it might be best to remove yourself from that environment, just to have a positive vibe, talk to positive people, have positive environment. So make sure you're in a nice environment to grow, and get rid of any old stagnant energies in you, to bring more positivity, more room for positivity towards you. So that's one way. The last thing I want to mention is very important, is to actually do reprogramming. So subconsciously you have this in your mind, and consciously too probably, but doing reprogramming, so you can get counseling, you can get therapists that help you, or you can do it yourself as well by reading online. You can try Googling cognitive reframing and that sort of thing. And really, it's all about reprogramming the negative triggers, the negative emotions when it happens, to reprogram it to something positive. So you're not thinking about the negativity anymore. You're relearning something to do something different. And that's where it's very helpful. It's nice if you can have someone to guide you, and if you don't, that's okay. You can still do it on your own by searching online or reading some books. You can definitely do it on your own. One of the ways I've learned is, especially if you're in a situation, let's say something triggered you, something someone said really triggered you. What I learned is that sometimes you take that situation, you break it down, and you don't physically need to tell someone. You can tell yourself, even in front of a mirror or not a mirror, anything. You tell yourself your perspective on that situation. So just the way you feel it, yeah, that triggered me, it made me feel this way, whatever it is, you talk about it. So that's point A. The next, after you do that, the next point is point B, which is the person or the situation that triggered it, and you talk from their perspective. So it's almost like your perspective on their perspective. So because if you don't know what's really going on in their mind, you might not know exactly, but it's almost like you changing the table and putting yourself in that person and be like, why did that person say that to me? Maybe because they didn't know your situation. Maybe they don't know that you're going through this. So all that from a point B perspective. And then point C is like being a fly on the wall. So you're like basically observing the two people and just kind of looking at it from a third person point of view. So when you go through this, sometimes it helps you see things in a different way, because you're jumping from different perspectives, and then the challenge, the trigger, the emotions you're going through with that trigger is not as big as you thought it was. So that's just one way that I learned, but there are so many different ways of reprogramming and reframing things. So whatever it is, work on it, because the more you work on it and get rid of anything stagnant in your life that's unbeneficial, unwanted, and that's not serving you, then once you do that, then you leave room for more positive, more greater opportunities to come your way. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please click the like button, share this video with others. If you're new to my channel, please click the notification button and subscribe to my channel. I'm very determined to creating weekly videos for you guys to really empower you to live the best version of you. Until then, namaste.